Alright, here's a guitar. This is an interesting thing that, again, I have never covered. But this situation will come up once in a while. And this is a case where you need extreme humidity for a guitar. Or maybe you've got a guitar that's really, really dried out, and you need to give it some more than normal humidity. Here's a good technique to do this. First of all, this guitar is a D35, and it came from Hawaii. Now, I'm in New Mexico, northern New Mexico at 8,500 feet, and I'm not running a humidifier right now because I gave up on that, and the humidity in the shop is 20%, which is way too dry. It's way too dry. But I really don't have any guitars in here. I have one guitar right there. It's in a case, and it's okay. I ran the humidifier for 3 years, and basically what it did was made a lot of condensation in here. This is not a very good shop. It's just a Morgan building. It's not very well insulated. I'm not going to spend much time insulating, because once summer comes around, it's great, and it starts raining, and humidity will naturally be anywhere from 35 to 60% in here. And it's good enough. If I have guitars that need special care, which a lot of them do, I just take them inside, or I do this little trick right here to a lesser extent. So let's look at this thing. So my point is, it's dry here. It's very humid in Hawaii. I needed to do something here. I asked the customer to get me the Go V, buy himself a Go V hygrometer. This is a Bluetooth hygrometer. What's cool about it, you use an app on your phone, and you can get a history of your temperature and humidity and all that sort of stuff. So the customer did that, and he kept records for, well, golly, since, what is this, mid-April to August when he sent me the guitar. So he had it for several months before I finally got around to accepting it. So here's his relative humidity right here, and you can see that his average humidity is 77%. My gosh. And he gets up to a maximum of 94% humidity. A minimum of 56%, which is when he started off, as you can see that there. But his average is about 70% humidity, 77% humidity. Wow. So I've got to mimic that. At least I've got to try to get pretty close. And just putting a spongy bag in here like this. This is my homemade humidifier. It's a couple of sponges in a Ziploc bag with some holes punched in it. I've got a whole video on making these. They're pretty good. They're super cheap. You can monitor humidity. You can put more water as you need to, whatever. This did not cut it. This got the humidity in this case up to about 40%, which is just not enough when I'm trying to make it for 77%. I need to get his humidity so that I know what the action is going to be when it gets there. So I need to get this thing up 65% at least. So here's what I'm doing, and I've done this before. What I'm doing now is just doing the final business here, and I'm going to show you this thing. So I'm going to start by putting this inside the guitar. I'm just going to go ahead and put it in like this. It's going to stand up. There's no water dripping in here. There's not that much water going on in here. This is going to be just fine like that. It's going to put humidity in the body of the guitar where I want it. I'm going to take the little Go V here, and there's the hygrometer part of it. So set that down there. And normally I should put this, in fact, I'm going to do that right now. Give me a second. All right, we're back. Now, so here's what I have set up. I've got this sponge and Ziploc, and it's holding itself up right there. It could bounce around inside the guitar. It's not going to hurt anything. There's the Go V hygrometer. Let's see what everything's going to do. Now we're going to shut the case, and then I'll show you the trick to this thing. And the trick to this thing is this trash bag back here. We're going to put this in a trash bag, and we're also going to put some sponges in the bottom of the trash bag. And the reason we're going to put that and put the extra humidity outside of the guitar is so that I don't develop mold and mildew and stuff inside the guitar. The guitar itself is not all that humidified in here. It's just got the sponges, no big deal. But what we want to do is keep this case from losing humidity to the environment. So we're going to create a humid environment for it. And what we do is take this trash bag here, that big old heavy trash bag, and I got a couple of sponges and I can't remember if I put them back in here. Yeah, there they are. So in the bottom of this trash bag are 2 sponges that are wet. These guys are not just damp, they are wet. So let's go over here and I'll show you. Here's my water. Dunk them in there. Squeeze them just barely out. And these are wet. As opposed to the one that's in the Ziploc, which is just damp. You know, I squeezed it pretty bad, squeezed it pretty good. Now all you got to do is drop these down at the bottom of this thing, and we're going to create a climate for this guitar. And the reason, again, that we're doing it this way, rather than humidifying the guitar at all, is so that we don't develop mold and stuff inside the guitar. We're creating a climate for this thing. So we put this in like that. See, this is great big trash bag, almost comes to the top. But when we wrap it around that, get it nice and tight. You could use tape at this point if you wanted to. You could tape this up if you thought you were going to leave it for a while. But me, I have these really cool big rubber bands right here. And so what I do is just put the rubber bands around them. That. And seal that thing in there. And now we have got a microclimate so that the case won't lose humidity. And I've had it like this for now a month. And the humidity inside here has gotten up to 65%. So this is a very good technique to use. Here we go. I'll put it in the floor. There's so much junk in here. It's hard to get the camera in there. But so you have your guitar case now inside of a black plastic bag. This is a very good technique for not just humidifying and doing a super humidification thing, but for locking humidity into something. So if you have a case where you need to travel for a month and you're not sure, you know, I know those little sponges aren't going to hold up for a month. And so all you got to do really is wrap your guitar cases in a plastic bag like this, and you will lock that humidity in there. And I know that because after being in here for a month untouched, I came in here and those sponges were still wet. They weren't wet. They were damp. They held the humidity inside this bag in spite of it being 20% humidity in the shop. And that's part of the reason I let the humidity go down in the shop, is because I wanted to see, you know, how good would this really do. And man, I tell you what, those sponges held humidity really, really good. So you can use this technique if you're going to be gone for a month and you want to make sure your guitars don't dry out or something. Put a little bit of humidity, your normal D'Addario packs or whatever you normally use, put it in the case. Put the case inside of a big plastic trash can, like a trash bag like this, and wrap it up and seal it. You can even take a second bag and drop it over the top if you want to. So you've got it sealed like this, and I actually have a second bag down there on the floor where I did do that. So you get it wrapped like this and take a second bag and just drop it over the top of it, and it'll really seal it in. It'll seal this in right here, this little bit that may or may not, you know, leak out or whatever. So I'm going to set this over in the corner here and let this guitar sit for about another week, and then it's off to Hawaii. Let's take a look at it when it's over here in the corner. So there's that trash bag wrapped case. Nice tight seal up at the top. All the humidity is stored down in the case, and you can just pop it up in the corner right there with all the other cases, and it's going to hold that humidity very, very well. And then, like I said, if you wanted to, you could put a second bag over the top of it. if you really wanted to, you know, really seal it and protect it some more. Wouldn't be a bad idea. If I was going to travel someplace for, you know, a month or 2 months, or store guitars semi-long term, and somebody wasn't going to be around to check them, I wouldn't hesitate to get another big trash bag and just drop it over the top of them. Put it over the top of 2 of them, you know. Works really good. I haven't had any mold issues or anything like that because it's sealed. Mold develops when you have constant water dripping in like that. And it smelled good. I smelled those sponges when I took them out, and they smelled good. You can put a little Clorox in them if you want to. That water that I dipped it in over there has got just a tiny bit of Clorox in it because it comes out of this bottle down here that I keep in my shop, and that bottle's been there for a long time, maybe a year, because when it gets to snowing here, you know, it's hard to carry that 5 gallons of water in here, so I fill it up basically in the fall, and I have, you know, the water that I need all through the winter in here. But if you don't put a little bit of Clorox in it, it will get kind of smelly. So I put a little bit of Clorox in it. That Clorox goes into that sponge. That's also going to help prevent mold and that sort of thing. So anyway, there you go.